The job application for an SCD crew car is quite a demanding one, if I'm honest. The successful candidate will be proficient at munching miles in all kinds of scenarios. It should be able to soak up motorway journeys. It should have lots of space for people and gear, but it should be quick enough to keep a group of supercar drivers happy on a twisty road as well. And being able to provide entertainment to the driver all the while is a bonus. With that in mind, say hello to our new Audi RS5 Sportback, which will be with us for the next 12 months on a lease from We Are Rock. On the surface, it looks to be a highly qualified car for the role. So let's head to our local test route for its first day on the job. The RS5 has been with us in one way or another for about 13 years now. The original came out in 2010, and its highlight was a really high revving, glorious sounding 4.2 litre V8. Now, of course, times have changed. They've shrunk it down. This one has a 2.9 litre V6 with a couple of turbos strapped to it. That said though, power is exactly the same, 444 brake horsepower, down to every last horse is the same, but torque is the big thing with this one. We've got 40% more torque than the V8, and all that performance is so much more accessible lower down the rev range, so in practice, this is actually a much quicker car. And to boot, it's supposed to be a lot more efficient when you're just mooching about as well. Another difference, you could only get the original RS5 as a two-door coupe, whereas in this model you can get the four-door Sportback body style, which this one is. And I think it looks really cool in this carbon black trim, which gives you so many carbon bits on the outside and inside. And the Ascari blue paintwork, which used to be an exclusive colour, I really love the colour. Plus, this body style is more practical as well. Let's be honest though, mooching about, talking about practicality and all those things is no fun. So, let's drive it how it's going to get driven over the next 12 months and see how it does. Now the first step for that, which used to be really fiddly in Audis and actually still is in most of them, the drive select button down here, it's sort of like a bit of a reach, you have to look to see it, but on the RS models now, a bit like BMW's M button, you get this RS button. So we'll click that twice, go to RS2, which we've got programmed for full attack. This RS mode, the things you can program are your usual steering, throttle response, gearbox. You can also do the engine sound, which is subdued, automatic, or pronounced. We've got it in pronounced. And the Quattro with sport differential, you can put from comfort, balance, dynamic, which basically sends more power towards the back. What you can't do, which you can in the BMWs, is program the traction control to be sort of off or in sport mode. But to be honest with you, this has got so much grip. Yeah, you never really feel the traction control getting involved anyway, so it's no biggie. So first off, performance, because that's really what this is about. It's a bit of a straight line warrior. It does feel quick, especially on a tight, twisty road like this. You really feel the benefit of that low down torque. It just shoots out of corners, even in third gear. Sound, it's all right. It ain't a V8, and a lot of that pronounced sound is kind of fake. It's not the best fake noise either, and when you put the windows down, there isn't a lot from the exhausts. Obviously having OPF filters these days, but there are some burbles when you lift off, and it's not bad. You can get a sports exhaust from factory, which will help things a bit, but you have still got that OPF filter, which is sort of just how it is these days, isn't it? Now straight away, it's raining now, and the all-weather ability is showing itself straight away. I know I'm a bit of an M car fanboy, but my M2 today would get left for dead. And that's great for what we do, because we might be leading drives early in the morning when it's a little cold, a little greasy, and it gives you a lot of confidence, this car. Steering is usually a weak point on Audis, and as usual in comfort mode, it is really light and lifeless. In this dynamic mode, it adds a bit of artificial weight to it. All right, it's not wriggling with feel, there's not a lot there, but it does the job, and the front end, really sharp. It is a little wet and greasy, and at road speeds at least, it's not feeling like the front end wants to push on like you might expect from an Audi with a big lump at the front. The sport diff, can I feel it on the road? Not really. It's just when you get on the throttle, rather than wanting to push on, it just sort of pulls you around the bend. It doesn't have the back end step out. Maybe you might feel that on a track, but it's just so grippy, really grippy. Overtaking punch, yeah. You don't need any more power. And over these typical British roads, the ride is pretty good as well, so it doesn't get thrown about all over the place. Now, on the brakes, the kind of typical Audi-ish in that they're quite grabby at the top, but they do the job. The car does feel quite heavy, it's around 1,800 kilos, but it doesn't feel like you're bullying it round a corner. It actually kind of feels like it wants it. Now, what it isn't, which M cars usually are, is fun. You don't feel like you really want to come out and do this just for the sake of it. It's just competent, quick, composed, but a bit quiet. Hasn't really got too much of a sense of humour. It's all right. So you might not buy it as a weekend warrior, but it is a lovely daily. And I know I said talking about mooching about is no fun, but actually, a lot of the time, mooching about is what we do. We blast up and down the motorway to events and to meetings and to shoots, and it is a lovely place to be for that. We've got heated steering wheel, heated massage seats, it's quiet. But then if you do get a bit of road like this, or quite often we'll use it to lead drives in front of a pack of supercars, and she can dance. You do not need more pace than this. In fact, it is so supple and it's got so much torque and you've got so much confidence in it, and it's not too low. Some supercars might actually have a hard time over a sort of tight and bumpy British road. The gearbox, as with so many things now, is an 8-speed automatic, and it's really impressive actually. It's super slushy around town in auto, but out here the shifts are really instant. They've got a little park to them on, then you downshift and you get a few burbles. And actually under the brakes there with a bit of lock on, you can feel the back rotating a bit. I would say dynamically, it's one of the more dynamically capable Audis that I've driven. It just still suffers a bit from that Audi trait of not having much of a sense of humour. You don't really have to think about what you're doing with it. Not like an M car that might just like give you a little stab at any moment. But some people might like that. And it does mean that it's great for what we do with it. Wow. 12.6 miles per gallon today. I'm not sure about the claim that it's more efficient than the 4.2. Oh my god. So that's our new RS5. It's sort of like a Golf R that's grown up, got a high-flying job in finance and donned an expensive suit. By that I mean that it's a very effective machine, it makes going fast extremely easy, and it is a lovely place to spend many, many miles with those massage seats on. Does it excite me like an M car? No. Will it be perfect for what we're going to use it for? I think it just might be.